it is not an easy time for human rights in Europe, inside Europe. And I believe it is important for us to recognize that, because this strengthens our credibility when we tackle human rights outside of the European Union. If we don't manage to be strong and coherent and consistent on the human rights standards inside our European Union, our work on the outside, on human rights and democracy outside of the European Union is going to be weakened. We need civil society organizations to play an active role in the life of their own countries, to the benefit of everyone, of the citizens. We need them to raise their voice on human rights as much as we need institutions to do so. But we also need them in the fight against radicalization and terrorism, because I believe there is no better antidote to the terrorist propaganda than the healthy and open public space within societies. Freedom of expression is one of the most powerful weapons against radicalization and terrorism. To better protect our citizens, we need above all to build strong democratic institutions and healthy democratic dialogues. I'm very often asked if security shouldn't be now the focus much more than freedoms and human rights. And I always say the better way of ensuring security is investing on human rights and open spaces. And an open society is the most resilient one. Sometimes the protection of human rights or the success of an individual case require that we engage with those governments whose record is definitely far from perfect, and that we challenge them in public sometimes and in private, and that we use all our diplomatic tools available. And I couldn't be more serious on this, because I know this is not just policies, this is humans' life, this is people's life. People like you, like me, like all those that are fighting for rights and democracy in the world. The second action plan on human rights and democracy that we have produced. It outlines our priorities on human rights in external action and details our strategy for the years to come. It testifies to the common will of the European Union, not just the institutions, but also of the 28 member states together, to continue and improve their global efforts. The action plan commits to the mainstreaming of human rights into all European Union policies, and this includes development cooperation, migration, counterterrorism, trade, and it puts high on the agenda the promotion of gender equality and women's empowerment. It will serve us to measure coherence and coordination between our internal and external policies. The action plan looks at what the European Union can do with its own means and how it can better cooperate with our partners. The action plan focuses on empowering local actors and civil society organizations in this confrontational landscape. Our work does not end, but it begins with the adoption of the action plan. The real job begins today. Putting it into practice is already a living process where all actors can and should make their own contribution. And I don't only want, but I need you to be part of this process together with the European institutions, the member states, national institutions and local authorities that can play a major role also in this respect.